Hi buddies, my name is Nasywa Devina and I will share two researches that I'm working on. The first one is an experimental study and the second one is a correlational study. I will explain the case and the context and the steps to solve using SPSS. I will start with the experimental case first, I guess. The title of this study is The Effect of Partial Listening Task on EFL Students' Listening Comprehension. The case in the study actually comes from me back then in high school that I have difficulty in listening comprehension. I have limited exposure to English like audio, so I struggle with fast speech, unfamiliar vocabulary, and also different accents. When I ask to understand a whole listening text at once, I feel overwhelmed and also anxious. And it affects my comprehension, and it's not fun. The context of this study is traditional listening instruction, though. Usually, students like me listen to the full audio and answer general questions. Based on cognitive load theory, processing too much information at the same time can reduce the understanding. So, to reduce this load, this study used partial listening tasks where students only focus on specific information, such as like main idea or maybe like key details, like certain details. So this study investigates whether this approach improves listening comprehension or not. The research question is, do partial listening tasks significantly improve EFL students' listening comprehension compared to conventional listening tasks? And this study used a quantitative experimental design with a pre-test, post-test control group. There are two groups, experimental and also a control group. Both groups took a pre-test. Then the experimental group was taught using partial listening tasks, while the control group, still going on with conventional listening tasks. And after the treatment, both groups took a post-test. And the independent variable is partial listening task, and the dependent variable is listening comprehension achievement score. Okay, and the null hypothesis states that there is no significant difference between the two groups. The alternative hypothesis states that there is a significant difference. Okay, so let's get started. So to solve this problem, several statistical tests were conducted using SPSS. First, a Mann-Whitney U test was used to compare the pre-test score because the data were not normally distributed. The result shows U value of 110, a Z value of minus like 0.104, and a symptom significance of 0.17. Since this value is higher than 0.05, both groups has the same initial ability though. The second test is a Wilcoxon sign rank test, and it used to compare the pre-test and the post-test scores of the experimental group. The result shows 15 positive ranks, no negative ranks, a Z value of minus 3.426, and a symptom significant of less than 0.001. This indicates a significant improvement after the treatment. And the third is Wilcoxon sign rank test, again was also conducted for the control group, and the result shows showed that Z value of minus 3.531 and a symptom significant of less than 0.001, indicating that improvement also occurred without the treatment. And finally, a Mann-Whitney U test was conducted on the post-test scores to compare both groups. The result shows a U value of 3, a Z value of minus 4.556, and a symptom significant of less than 0.001. This means the experimental group performed significantly better than the control group, so the improvement can be attributed to partial listening task. That's it. So now I will move to the correlational case this study examines the relationship between reading anxiety and reading comprehension in EFL context. So yeah, as you guessed it, the title is the correlation between reading anxiety and students' reading comprehension. Okay, let's start slowly. The case is that many students feel anxious when reading English text. Reading anxiety includes the feeling of tension and also worry, which can disrupt concentration and reduce comprehension as well. The research question is there a significant relationship between reading anxiety and reading comprehension? This study used a quantitative correlational design. The independent variable is reading anxiety, measured using a Likert scale questionnaire, and the dependent variable is reading comprehension, measured using a reading test. Because the data involve ordinal and interval scales, so I use non-parametric test. So yeah, the hypothesis states that there is either no significant correlation or a significant correlation between the two variables. To analyze the data, Spearman's row correlation was used in SPSS with a significance level of 0.05. The results showed a correlation coefficient of negative minus 0.983 and a significant value of 0.000 because the significance value is lower than 0.05, so the null hypothesis is rejected. Yay! So this result shows a very strong negative correlation. As reading anxiety increases, reading comprehension decreases. This means that emotional factors play a really important role in reading performance, and improving comprehension should also involve reducing student anxiety and not only focusing on language skills. I think that's all I can convey to you today. So I hope we meet in another day, another time. Bye bye.